Hi, my name is Kristen, and I am the creator of Set Our Eyes Ministry. And Set Our Eyes is wanting to raise awareness for suicide and by telling people that they are not alone. And I firsthand have witnessed depression and seen it and know how hard it can be to deal with on a daily basis. Set Our Eyes comes from Hebrews 12:2, fixing our eyes on Jesus. Set Our Eyes' mission is to raise suicide awareness and give hope and basically just may help people not feel so alone in their daily struggle. It is really important because it's become a problem in our society where people feel alone, and they shouldn't have to feel alone when they're enduring these dark suicidal thoughts, and in the thick of it they don't know how to just reach out for help because they're scared of the stigma attached to it. They're scared of just reaching out for people, and I think it's really important that the church gives hope to those people and gives a safe place for them to go when they feel alone and scared and sad. And I think it's really important to help start breaking the stigma by just talking about it. Starting a conversation is what's really important. So Set Our Eyes wants to start that conversation and say, we're enduring with you.
I've been personally affected by suicide and depression. In 2001, my family and I lost my brother to depression and suicide. We didn't see it coming. We knew he'd been depressed, but we didn't think that it was that bad, that he would take that drastic of actions. In most aspects, it was just a completely normal day. No signs that it was gonna end up the way that it did. It was a completely life-altering experience for my family and I. And I just want you to know that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. My brother was a really awesome person, but unfortunately, none of his peers took the time to really get to know who he was. He was extremely funny, could make anyone laugh. He was extremely artistic. If you ever wanted him to draw anything, he could draw it perfectly like you were looking at a picture taken with a camera. When he made his last decision that day, he didn't realize how it would affect those around him that really loved and cared about him. The decision that he made that day pretty much destroyed a piece of my family and I. A piece of each of us died that day. None of us will ever be the same people that we used to be. For anyone that is personally dealing with depression themselves, or maybe if you know someone that is dealing with depression, or maybe you're a survivor of someone who has taken their life, there are ways of support for each and every one of us. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention hosts different community walks every year in different communities. The name of the walks are Out of the Darkness, and you can go to their website at afsp.org to find where your local walks are at and when. For my family and I, going to the walk has been an excellent source of support and just knowing that we're not alone. And it helps to remove the stigma of feeling like you can't talk to it just because it might make someone uncomfortable, or they won't know what to say, or that they're going to judge you. I would recommend that if you're personally dealing with depression or suicidal thoughts, or if you're a survivor, or if you've been affected by any kind of mental illness, that you definitely check out their website at afsp.org.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death between the ages of 15 to 24 years old. Although it affects all kinds of people, it's not just ages, it affects the elderly, it affects the young, the old, the middle-aged, it affects everybody. But it also affects people from celebrities to your neighbor to the homeless guy. It affects the whole human race. It can affect so many people, from Americans to Japan to England. It can affect so many people. So it's really important to always give that smile when you're driving down the road, or give that extra "how are you today," because you never know if somebody is just going to break down to you and say, "Hey, I'm struggling today," and you can be like, "Come here, let me listen to you, let me see how I can help you." And it's really important that we extend the grace and the compassion out to the people who are most different than us, because I think that's another thing that we really have to practice, is extending compassion. Extending that compassion can open up doors to realize that we're not so different, and together, united, we're stronger. Jesus showed ultimate compassion by dying on the cross for us. I think it's important that we extend that compassion to others who are hurting, and especially those that feel like nobody cares about them. It's important to say hello. It's important to say, "How are you?" But it's also important that we give resources to those that are struggling. So if you're struggling today, I encourage you to go speak to a friend, a mother, a teacher, a relative, anybody that can just lead you in the right direction. If you're struggling right now, call 911 and tell them, I'm not feeling very good today. I need some help. And there's other hotlines that are available that you can reach out as well. So it's important, and Set Our Eyes wants to tell you that you are not alone, and that you are not struggling alone, and that we are all enduring together, and we're here with you.